Hello, everyone. So we have to do another one. Another goddamn shitty human being doing a despicable act in the name of false notions. We are going to speak about the synagogue shooting in Poway, California. I will not be mentioning the bitch's name because, frankly, he's so much of a pussy that he doesn't even deserve the kindness of vulgarity. In fact, now that I have read his open letter, he will be referred to as Normal Fag. I will explain why after I explain what happened, because this is not about him. This is about everyone else. On Saturday, April 27th, 19-year-old Normal Fag entered into the Poway, California synagogue and killed one and wounded three others. According to the Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein, whose interview I will leave in the description below, he went in and shot one person who was between himself and Normal Fag. Her name was Lori Kay. She shall be remembered as the one who stood between evil and its victim. Then, blocking his own face, Rabbi Goldstein lost one index finger and almost lost the other. Then, miraculously, Normal Fag's gun jammed. At this point, a former soldier tried to tackle him, and an armed Border Patrol officer chased him away as he ran away like the pussy that he is. The soldier's name is Oscar Stewart. The Border Patrol officer was Jonathan Morales. Let those names be remembered as well. The others injured were a 34-year-old man named Almog Peretz and his niece, an 8-year-old girl named Noya Dahan. When the Normal Fag ran, the Border Patrol agent put a few shots into his vehicle before getting the tag number and description to 911 operators. State troopers then chased down the car and the driver gave up with his hands up. He is currently being held on 1 count of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder with a potential hate crime. Now, this was the end of Passover. The Jewish people who were celebrating this were there with their families. This could have been an even more horrific incident if not for the miracle that was the gun malfunction. Now then, let us talk about this Normal Fag and why I am calling him that name. I had not but recently found the open letter he wrote in the style of the Christchurch shooter. It was extremely hard to find. Based on what I read, he is a true corrupted soul of the dark places on the internet. I don't use this phrasing lightly, and I understand what kind of backlash it brings. But the words he used, the way he wrote, and more specifically, the way he parroted talking points I have read on such sites as 8chan and 4chan, troubles me. He is a self-professed user of 8chan, specifically Pol, and this is important for a small variety of reasons. 8chan is far less refined than 4chan is or was, and from my experience, it is rife with younger, more impressionable individuals. They can sniff out those who are newcomers. In the words of old 4chan lingo, a new fag. Those who did not know about 4chan, and apparently now 8chan, those were called Normal Fags. In this open letter he wrote, he frequently referred to the mainstream media and the rest of us as such, and even wished for us to call him an anti-Semite or white nationalist. Notice I haven't used any of those words. I refuse both of those options and call him a normal fag because he did not act in the same vein as we had on 4chan. Yes, we. I have been there. I have frequented the site. I have seen the darkness and the more ethical nature that 4chan brought in days gone by, and how unethical and childlike 8chan is. The normal fag we are referring to here played the part expected of him by the shooter from Christchurch. He did not think for himself. He lost his individualism and his sense when he thought the meme online was real, and that he should do something about it. He is not the only one, and I make no excuses for this filth. In fact, in my opinion, I think he should be made an example of, in the most gruesome or violent of ways. But that is my own personal opinions, and I want everyone to draw their own conclusions. But when I found out that families, children, were at the synagogue and heard the rabbi's words during that interview, my heart sank. This is not what the internet does. This is what happens when worlds collide, when real life and online have become indistinguishable. I have more thoughts on that specifically, but I'll save it for another time so that I don't lose my train of thought. In his open letter, he followed the Christchurch shooter's format, even a lightning round Q&A at the end. However, To make the point against the media's inevitable smear against Trump, some may have already seen the articles attributed to it, he did not like Trump. In fact, he called him a Zionist. So it is safe to say at least the hatred from Trump's influence has no leg to stand on. But what I said before, I truly believe. He should be made an example of. The children who peruse these sites online need to know fear. They need to know real-life consequences. We live in an age of access, that much is true, but the fault is not based in the access to information or the access to ideas that causes people to act this way. It comes from a lack of respect for oneself, for one's upbringing, for others, for life itself. The remedy for this is parenting and enforcement. If you do something wrong, we will put you down. If you perform heinous actions, you will pay the price for your transgressions. The normal fag called himself a Christian. It's why I use these words. Well, I'm here to tell you that you, boy, do not understand the things you have done. You have not waged holy war like you said you wanted to. You have merely gone up over the trenches thinking that you could take on the world, but you ran the wrong way and got blasted by your own artillery strike. I do not want a holy war. That is not what anyone should take from this. But if I did, this would not be the way. And this normal fag played the part of the sheep to someone he idolized in zealotry. He is no better than the caricatures he believed his cowardice sent a message to. I'm done. This kid needs to be taught a permanent lesson, but that's my opinion. Give me yours in the comments down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.